My New Year's resolution is to learn more next year. I'm going to a ceramics class, guys. Yes. Right hand. Oh, it's a different. Yay! Why did you show me this?
Girl, you look like a model from the 60s, natural kind of beauty.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm really excited.
Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If you want to design and build a beautiful website, you can do it all in one place with Squarespace.
You guys know that this year is my year of learning, or at least my theme for the year is to try to learn things or initiate that kind of stuff for myself, because it's not something that I like prioritize anymore. And I feel like being a beginner at stuff is really, really useful. Not being afraid to fail, not being afraid to take chances, and not being afraid to like not be good at something. I think those things are really, really good, especially for like risk taking and fearlessness in just stuff that I feel like I'm good at. I did a ceramics class. I don't know if you guys know this, but I have had this on like my long-term goals for like 4 or 5 years, and I bit the bullet and it was so easy. And why didn't I do it before? I don't know. It feels so good to just get out of the way. Anyway, I saw my friend Melody, who is Emmy Ceramics, was doing a beginner's class for throwing, and I decided to sign up, and it was as easy as that. And it was so much fun. The group that we had was pretty small. It was maybe like 4 or 5 people most of the time. And everyone was so nice and talkative. Apparently our group was more talkative, which I like. And so the first 2 days we started with throwing, which is when you literally throw the clay on a wheel and like pull it into shapes, if that makes sense. That's how I'd explain it. The stuff you see in movies, that's what I'm talking about. The first 2 classes were throwing. The third class was trimming, which is like trimming the bottom so that it's smooth and trimming the shape and the tops. And then the last class was glazing, which I was excited for. What I didn't realize is that there are so many ways that this can go wrong. And when you're a beginner and you don't know anything, there are like even more ways that it can go wrong. But I only had 1 casualty and I was left with 8 pieces. Are they perfect? No. Are they amazing? No. Am I proud of myself? Yeah, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for even just booking the class, because it's something that was a barrier for me a lot, like throughout the years. I just never did it. Anyway, let's have a look. So one thing I knew I wanted to make is I wanted to make Rocket a little piccolo cup. He loves espresso, and he loves like espresso with just a little bit of milk, like a tiny little latte. And so that's one thing I wanted to make, although I was told they were going to shrink, but this is very small. This is like thimble sized. I feel like an espresso can fit in here, but like not much else. So maybe this is just going to be his little morning shot cup or something. I left this one till last because I wanted to be like used to the glazing stuff so that it could be good. However, because I left it so late, I was like running out of time, and so I had to rush it. And I don't know what went wrong, but the glaze is all blurry. I don't mind that, but I wish I knew that could. I actually was told that could happen with the glaze, but I didn't realize it could happen with the underglaze. Or it was maybe the way I mixed things. I don't know. I want to send one to my Uncle Desi because he's an artist and he's always been like so generous in like his knowledge and things like that. I want to send one to Mama, and I think I'll send this one to Mama because it's like a flower as well. And I feel like it's such a nice, like this is probably one of my best vessels, even though it's still a bit wonky. So I will send this to Mama. And then the rest, I was thinking like maybe I could sell these. And not for a lot, but obviously shipping this might be a bit much. I have to consider it. I would love to sell these and put the money back into like another class. I feel like that would be a really nice way for like a Patreon-esque way to support me learning it. And if I get really good, you'll have my like wonky pieces. But I might not do that. I might just decide against it and not do anything. I quite like this piece though. I'm thinking of signing up for another class. But let's have a look at what I made. So I made Rocket's espresso cup, this little cup, which I don't know what Uncle Desi might use it for. It's a little bit wonky, but it's fine. Mama's little more solid, bigger cup. I'm not sure what she could use for. Maybe she can drink out of it. I think they are food safe because they're fully glazed. This one, which I think is so cute. I love I've trimmed it weirdly so that the bottom is like, kind of goes like this, but it's really nice to hold actually. So it's a blessing in disguise. But yeah, I learned so much in that it was really scary for me to like be bad at it at the start. And the very first lesson, I felt like I got the hang of it. But then the second lesson, which is throwing also, I was like, actually, I don't know what I'm doing. Like I thought I was like getting it, but I feel like I need a lot more classes. And it's funny because Melody was like, it took me 6 months to learn how to center my throwing. And then, I don't know if you guys know if Claudia, who's the Forest Mori, she was like, it took me 6 months. This is separately and without prompt, it took me 6 months to learn how to like throw properly. And I was like, oh, that's so interesting. So it takes everyone 6 months. But anyway, this is my first little set of stuff. I feel like let's package these up and let's go to the post office. I want to write little letters for them as well. And then, yeah, then we can have a closer look at these in a second. I like that they are none of them are the same size and they kind of like fit together. That's cute. Right, look at them. Yay! My wonky cups. I don't know if you can see this well, but I got this really cute letter set the other day. Look how cute it is. It's letterpress, and it just has that effect of what I like. I'll show you. And look, it matches my nails too. That is really cute. Is that not so cute? Anywho, I got this from Demski, which is like a bookstore chain here in Sydney. What does this say? Letterpress is a time-old printing technique that has continued to be in practice for approximately 500 years. The unevenness created by the printing pressure gives the paper its pleasant touch and aesthetic shadows. A distinct feeling of warmth thus emanates from the paper. Each piece of paper has slight variations in texture, such as printing irregularities and printing blurring. Enjoy the artisanal quality of the letterpress uniquely offers. And that is exactly what I love about letterpress. I'll try and get some like up close shots for you, but the paper texture is just divine. I just think like we should bring back letter writing, you know? I think it's so sweet and so personal. And I know they still do it in a lot of other countries, but I just feel like now that my mum's moved to Tasmania, which is across a body of water, it would be cute to like write letters to family and look how cute. And I feel like mama would appreciate it because she likes it. I feel like she likes stuff like that. And I actually like it too. Yay, okay, and now I just have to see which box. Oh no, it might not fit. 2 of these, I hope they fit though. I can get this. Okay, so Uncle Jesse's one. Right one. Hello everyone. What do you think? Did you like my ceramics? I'm like so the weird thing is the thing I'm most proud of is actually just booking the class because I think it was a major block for me and it's like honestly it's like an extension of the rest of my life, like letting fear like stop me from doing things or like discomfort, and it kind of proved to me that it's not ever going to be as scary as I worry that it is, and it's also never going to be as big of a deal as it is. And I just felt so proud. Like I know it sounds silly, but like maybe some of you will relate. I don't know. I've got a couple of questions. Just a reminder, if you hashtag answer me peach in your comments, I will answer your questions at the end of my studio vlogs. First was actually from a video from 4 weeks ago. And it says, I'm so glad you're making a ceramics video. I was hoping you would when I saw your Insta stories. I'm excited to see your year of learning. I love your playful approach with new medias, and I'm excited for Answer Me Peach to come back. Do you have a morning routine either for at home or the first things you do at the start of your day in the studio? Yes. I always do my skincare in the mornings at home because it's just part of the routine. It makes it a lot easier to stay on top of, and like my skin is problematic, so it's nice for it not to be an effort. It kind of just feels like I'm just taking care of myself and I don't really think about it at all. The other thing that I do every day when I get into the studio is to write a to-do list. And you guys know how important that is for me. I know it seems like I'm hamming it up, but I honestly cannot function without it. Like when I write a to-do list for the day with a bunch of very bite-sized tasks, I get so much done and it gets done in like 2 hours. If I don't write the to-do list, that same amount of tasks may not get done for the whole day. So I don't know what it is about me, but like I need a to-do list. Those are the only two things that I consistently do. Sometimes I won't wear makeup. Sometimes I won't even dress nice. So really skincare and the to-do list are like my main things that I do every single time that I wake up and every single time that I'm in the studio. This one I really want to talk about actually. Hey Sha'an, for a multitude of reasons, I could not pursue design in any form for uni, but I still find a lot of joy in designing and illustrating. For a while, I was fulfilling my creative needs by volunteering my work for various events and individuals, and I assumed these projects would help build my portfolio and help me get jobs that can actually pay for my work. However, my lack of education makes me lose confidence when approaching paid projects, and I've also been rejected from many projects because I lack that training. How do you build confidence in your work and become a more competitive candidate as someone who doesn't go to uni for design? Thanks, and I hope you're having a happy and peachy day. Now, obviously, I went to uni, but I have to say no one's ever asked me for my degree. Ever. I think in creative industries, especially design, illustration, art direction, things like that, I think your portfolio speaks louder than your education. So immediately I want to put your worries at bay with that. Like, don't worry about that. Eventually, like no one's going to care where you went to school. And the people that do care, I just have never experienced clients caring. Even when I got internships, like people didn't really care. Some of my work from my portfolio was from school though, and I think that's something that's really good about school. You get given almost like mini briefs. And the best thing about doing uni briefs is that there's no client to say no, so you can kind of push the boundaries of like there's no budget for this. Like you get to create more interesting work because there's no client restrictions. And I think that maybe that might be the problem. If you're volunteering your time for people and they have no budget, or if it's like charity, of course, but like if they have no budget and they still have like needs and stuff like that, you could be really like showcasing off your skills for the needs of the client. I think it's really important to make sure you bolster your portfolio with personal work. If you check out my portfolio, most of it's personal work. I like to show that I can work with clients by including client work, but I also love showing what kind of work I want to make the work you want to get. And I think the trouble with focusing on working with clients, and especially when you're starting out, because your clients will be smaller in most cases, is that they might not get the best work out of you. So I would set some of that time aside to do personal work that really reflects the kind of work you want to be getting and putting that into your portfolio. And I think you should honestly apply to like intern at big agencies or design studios. Just like go for it, because that will lead to more work for you, because you'll meet people that can give you jobs. You'll be in an environment where you're learning a lot about the business of making stuff. You'll be learning from lots of different types of creatives and the non-creative parts of what it takes to get into the creative industry and be like a working creative. It's like a fast track to learning that, even more than university, in my opinion. And on top of that, if you think your skills are lacking, as in like your practical skills, there are so many resources that are not university or college that like really can bolster up your work. Like think Skillshare, think YouTube. A lot of like the skills that I learned for painting I learned through trial and error, watching other artists and like tutorials that I saw on YouTube. You know what I mean? So like, please don't let that affect your confidence. My follow-up question to you was, how do you know that it was your lack of training that caused you to be rejected? Like, DM me because I'd love to talk about this with you, and I'm happy to like talk to you about this. I know it's easier said than done, but stop thinking about like the failures, like the rejections. Dwell on like the positive. Even though you were volunteering your work, they're not going to use you if your work's not good. Something else you could do is like focus on gaining an audience online, because honestly, half of my income is like content creation, like whether it be YouTube videos, whether it be my sponsored content on Instagram, whether it be working with companies where there's like a content creation element to the brief. So like doing that is also going to make sure, it's like another way of making sure people know that they can trust you with the brief, because they see that your work connects with lots of people. And in the end, if you don't end up getting that work, there are other ways that you can make money while still doing your work. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to give you proper advice without like fully knowing the extent of the situation. So please DM me. I would love to talk to you about this. A competitive candidate is one that has some skills in the area that you want to be in, that has enthusiasm and is like fun to be around, because cultural hires are a thing. It's like adding to your value as like an employee or someone that you want to work with. And the last thing would just be like working on your personal work, like having your own voice, working on cultivating like a style of work that you can be known for, that is like effective and pretty and fun. Confidence is a big thing though, because as soon as you lose confidence, it can really just like destroy the way you see yourself. I've struggled with it. There was actually a chapter in a book that I have about like self-doubt destroying the artist, and I'll read that in the next video, because I think it's like, it encapsulates exactly what I mean. Really try and fend off the lack of confidence, like really try and fend off the things that are making you feel less confident, and don't feel less than because you haven't got a uni degree. Like, I honestly think I could be where I am without a uni degree. I actually think that. One of the only good things about uni for me was that I had to do an internship as part of my course, and the people that I reached out to was like a stepping stone into my first design job and stuff like that. So maybe that's what you should do. When you say you're volunteering your time, maybe you should, instead of doing it for projects, do it for like a stint at like an agency or design studio, so you can see how it works. And then you'll be working directly with like a creative director or leader that can like really coach you for your specific situation. But yeah, please don't lose hope, and don't lose confidence too. I know it's so much easier said than done, because like I lose confidence even now. So it's like, it's also not the end of the world if you're losing confidence, but just try and prevent it, because it's honestly just going to make the road to what you want so much harder. I mentioned my portfolio before. I think it's a great way to segue to our sponsor, as always, who is Squarespace. If you guys don't know what Squarespace is, it's an all-in-one platform for building your website. You don't need design skills to make a website with Squarespace. You don't even need to know anything about what a good website is to make a good website with Squarespace. It's literally like click, type, add photo, you're done. It's so easy, and there's so many themes to choose from. They're literally the best. I've been using them for like 7 years and working with them for like 4 or 5 years. Like, I wouldn't be doing that if I didn't love them. Like, I don't promote companies that I don't love. If you've never tried it before, go to squarespace.com/furrylittlepeach for a free trial and 10% off your first purchase. Thank you, Squarespace. Guys, we're going to Seoul in 2 days. We're going to Seoul in literally 2 days. I haven't packed. I haven't done anything. I got some luggage. I never reach out to brands. Like, I don't think I've ever done it until be like, can I have some stuff? I did it. Our suitcase is broken. I was like, guys, can I have a suitcase? And they were like, yes. I was like, oh my God. I felt like so cool, because here's the thing. I have friends who are influencers and they just like ask stuff all the time. And I never ask for stuff because it makes me scared. It makes me feel like I don't want to be rejected. I also feel like imposing. But anyway, these suitcases are so cute. They're like yellow. Anyway. One's yellow. I'm so excited. Anyway, I don't know why I started saying that. Oh yeah, I was saying that we're going to Seoul and then we're going to Tokyo after that. I'm so excited. Of course I'm going to be vlogging. You think I'm not going to take you when I'm going to a new country I've never been to? I need to document it as much as for myself as for you guys. The studio vlogs and like stuff like that are majority for you guys, in that I'm thinking of you when I'm making them. I'm thinking, what do they want to see? Like, what parts of my process would be interesting to you, as well as documenting it for myself so I can look back on it. But the travel vlogs, those are for me. Those are so I can look back on it. I'm sure you enjoy them. If there's anything you're like wanting me to go see, like if you have any suggestions, let me know. Is there any questions that you have about Seoul or Tokyo? Like, I would love to answer those. Maybe if you do like a hashtag answer me peach, and then it's like a travel edition or something. But don't ask me about packing, because I suck at packing. I honestly suck at packing and I hate it. Anyway, I'm getting really hot. now that I'm talking about traveling. But I shall see you very soon. And I will be in another country. Oh my God. Okay, goodbye.